In America's election headquarters tonight, Donald Trump tries to stop the bleeding, and Hillary Clinton tries to reverse the recent flow of momentum to her opponent, Bernie Sanders. We have Fox team coverage. Ed Henry tells us how Clinton is letting the recent Sanders winning streak get to her a bit, at least a little bit. But we begin with chief political correspondent Carl Cameron as Trump takes a day off from public events. Good evening, Carl.
Indeed he has, Brett. And Cruz and Kasich today were both in Pennsylvania, where Kasich, who prides himself on having a positive campaign, slammed Cruz as a counterproductive agitator.
The problem with Senator Cruz is he has no record. His record is shutting down the government and making everybody he works with upset. Now, maybe he ought to talk about what he's for going forward, because what he's been for in the past hasn't worked.
In Wisconsin, the latest Fox Business Network poll has Cruz up 10 over Trump, with Kasich third. Women back Cruz over Trump by 19 points. Among, quote, very conservative voters, Cruz leads by 36. And on Wisconsin radio, amped up his attacks on Trump's character yesterday.
Donald is pathological. Donald cannot discuss the issues of the substance. There's no doubt that Donald Trump is the Kim Kardashian presidential candidate. He sits on Twitter and makes a lot of noise, but he has no solutions to fixing the problem.
Trump was in New York today taping interviews and returns to the trail in Wisconsin tomorrow. At Republican headquarters in Washington, he signaled privately yesterday that he intends to keep his pledge to support the eventual nominee, notwithstanding his public assertion this week to break it, because he says he's being treated unfairly. He learned that breaking his pledge would cost him his South Carolina delegates under that state's rules, and that the caucuses and primaries are run by the states and territories, which write their own rules for delegate selection and allocation, not the RNC, whose chairman minced no words on the record last night.
I'm not really worried about, in regard to supporting the eventual nominee or the party. They've all agreed to that by virtue of, in one case, signing our data agreement. They're not going to get the data and the tools of the RNC and run to be our nominee and tell me that they're not going to support the party. It doesn't work that way.
In an interview today with Chris Wallace for Fox News Sunday, Trump both said he would endorse another nominee and that he couldn't rule out the possibility of running as a third-party candidate. But if you don't get the nomination?
We're going to have to see how I was treated. I'm going to have to see how I was treated. Very simple.
Cruz and Kasich have a big forum in Milwaukee tonight. Trump's not going. Sarah Palin's standing in his place. Brett.